Morbius month, everybody, or as we call it here,
Monthbius.
Monthbius. That's right. Every March we celebrate Monthbius.
That's right.
It's our favorite comic book character and spin-off.
I mean, we're only doing that because the whole world celebrates Monthbius. We're just jumping on the trend, you know? It's just, you can't escape Monthbius.
I agree.
That's what I say. I mean, it has been slim pickings for most of human history, but this year, Morbius is coming out. We're excited. It's going to be the best.
Exactly. But this week in this video, and because please leave a like, I want to talk about the secret Spider-Man villains we've actually already seen in the live-action movies.
Oh.
Like a character shows up and you're like, oh, that was probably no one. Guess what? That actually was somebody.
Whoa.
So like, for example, you recognize the mainline ones.
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Venom.
Because they're in their costumes.
That's right. Sandman, New Goblin, The Lizard, Electro, a newer Goblin. Vulture, Mysterio, Venom again.
Corn of Coblin. Running gag on this video series.
But I'm going to talk about some lesser known ones.
Aunt May, the worst villain of them all.
That's right. All right, let's kick things off with somebody from the original Spider-Man trilogy. That is John Jameson.
Oh, yeah.
He's more formally known in the comic books as... Formerly?
Star Wolf sometimes. Yeah. He's a werewolf. He's a werewolf.
He's Man-Wolf.
He's Man-Wolf. He became a werewolf on the moon.
Yes.
He got lycanthropy on the moon.
That's right.
Like
which can happen.
Yeah, that's most of the astronauts.
That's right.
That's why people are like, hey, Buzz Aldrin, you didn't really go to the moon, and you get a punch in the face from Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
Because he did go to the moon and he became a werewolf.
That's right.
Do not denigrate
Filled
that.
with
His
absolute
sacrifice.
Rage. Yeah. Do you think there was ever a point in that trilogy of films where they were thinking about the future and thinking, what if this Man-Wolf man like returns for revenge? Because his wife did leave him. He's probably upset.
Oh yeah,
then again,
he's true.
Like he's very boring, so maybe he'd just accept it and go, "I'm so boring."
Yeah, I think maybe they just needed a romantic foil there.
Yeah,
I don't think they were in the era where, and also we have seen Sam Raimi's kind of storyboards and ideas for sequels, and I don't think there was ever a Man-Wolf.
No, that's true.
In there, so I reckon probably not. I mean, if they had extended it to 5, if we were still in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man universe,
maybe we'd get there.
The Tobey Maguire-verse, maybe we would have, but I don't think so.
Maybe we'll dip our toes back in.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Here's one for you. It's Alistair Smythe from The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Who was played by BJ Novak, who, of course, in the comics is also the Spider Slayer.
Yeah, he's...
I mean, they did everything in these movies, so who knows whether they were going to do anything with this character.
Yeah, but he was... and speaking of Jameson, like that was a character who was originally hired by Jonah Jameson to build a bunch of robots to kill Spider-Man.
And he did.
Normal response, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't work, but he did. He did build a bunch of robots.
And then I believe Alistair Smythe himself turned into a cyborg Spider-Man robot killer. Probably had other uses as well, though.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know?
I think also in...
Like an internet fridge.
That's right. I think also in casting somebody like that, they must have thought maybe in the future, maybe something, you know? Because otherwise they would have just... whatever. You don't need a name for that. You know?
But obviously, in the persona of his later version of his character from The Office, where he was like, cool and evil.
Yeah.
Not the early version.
What about this one? Did you know the bus driver in Spider-Man Far From Home?
Yes.
Is Chameleon.
Is he?
Yeah, that's Dmitry Smerdyakov.
Oh, of course. So in Spider-Man Far From Home,
yes,
the bus driver is no mere bus driver. He's been put on the bus by not real Nick Fury, but in fact, alien Skrull fake Nick Fury. Okay, that's interesting. So that's one of Spider-Man's earliest nemeses.
Yes,
who was kind of a Russian secret agent who, in the original comic books, just had a weird like
a
crash
mask
test dummy face, and he would put different masks on. But the modern day version, through a combination of like a plastic face and holograms, he can sort of become anybody.
Yeah, like a bus driver, for example.
He could become any kind of public transport driver.
Yeah, I wonder whether this was ever meant to be anything though. I mean, it still could be.
That's interesting because a lot of the in the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, there are a lot of sort of minor characters with significant names.
Yeah,
and
we'll
you're
talk
like,
about a few, yeah.
Are they the Shocker?
Yeah.
They're kind of the Shocker. Who's this
couple-
guy? Is this guy the Tinkerer?
Yeah.
Is he going to be the Tinkerer?
Well,
or is it just a guy who does some tinkering,
We could talk about the Tinkerer. So Phineas Mason, he works for Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming. And he's doing the thing that he's supposed to do.
That's true.
So like, it's not that far removed from what he traditionally is in the comics. Whereas a lot of these other characters are not. Like, that guy's a bus driver. Like
that's true. Yeah, so I guess the Tinkerer in the Marvel comic book universe, he's a guy you go to if you want a weapon or a gadget or some sort of supervillain suit. He'll if the price is right, he'll build you anything kind of thing. So, we can't rule out that in maybe future MCU movies, there will be villains who will go to that guy and get a
give me a thing,
something, but a super suit based on some Chitauri technology or something.
Unless
or maybe he went to jail.
Unless he exploded, yeah.
Maybe he exploded or went to jail.
I don't know. So Felicia Hardy, aka the Black Cat,
yes,
is also in the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Everybody's in that.
As a secretary / a personal assistant / she had more scenes that were deleted. Also, maybe a love interest
/ probably has a rich inner life.
Probably of her own. But yeah, I think casting that person in that role meant they were definitely thinking of doing something with that.
Definitely,
because known actor, been in a bunch of stuff, including Rogue One. I know that was after, but
Rising Star.
Hollywood. Makes sense to me that
Hollywood.
Yeah, that they would have done something with her. But now they still might because everything's on the table again.
Maybe she would have heisted some stuff out of that basement.
That's right.
Full of supervillain origins.
Exactly. What about the Prowler? Aaron Davis is in Spider-Man Homecoming as well.
That's right.
He's Miles Morales' uncle. Again, casting a known actor.
Donald Glover.
Will definitely come back, I would say almost 100%, to do the Miles Morales thing and some other bits and pieces,
So sometimes villain, sometimes hero, who knows where they're going to go with this. But I personally think that scene was the one instance in which Spider-Man's webbing never dissolved and he's still webbed to that car. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
His ice cream has definitely melted.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrible news. Do you know Janice Lincoln is in Spider-Man Far From Home?
No.
That's the Beetle, or just Beetle. So in that movie...
James, that's not my Beetle. My Beetle's Abner Jenkins.
Okay, sorry.
But all right, I didn't know there was a lady Beetle.
So she...
Why isn't she the ladybug?
I don't know.
This is insane.
Well, not all ladybugs are ladies.
Good point.
Thank you.
But all dogs are boys and all cats are girls, right?
That is correct.
Okay,
yes.
cool. Just to confirm. Anyway, I'm flabbergasted and outraged, but I'd like to hear about this.
So she's one of the team who's a former member of Stark Industries working for Mysterio. And in the comics, she's the daughter of Tombstone, and she's got like an Iron Man-esque Beetle suit.
I like it. Mm-hmm, sure.
High-tech kind of stuff going on. And that's fun. And here's something that's fun. Do you know Screwball?
Is there a villain called Screwball?
Yeah, sort of. It's like an annoying vlogger character.
Great.
I
can relate somehow. Here we go.
They're also in that Spider-Man video game, the most recent one.
Vague recollection.
Been
okay,
in a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, the identity of Screwball in the comics is mostly unknown, but in a version of Marvel's Spider-Man animated series, one of them, Liz Allen is Screwball. And Liz Allen, of course, has been in Spider-Man movies before.
Yeah, right.
So there you go.
So a member of the Daily Bugle bullpen.
I guess so.
Yeah, right.
Or just an annoying vlogger.
That explains the vlogging, doesn't it?
Doesn't it just? And also in Spider-Man Far From Home, there was essentially Cyclone, Sandman, Molten Man, and Hydro Man as the elementals.
Yeah, who are in fact illusory holograms.
Yeah, but in the comics, they're all different men.
They are different men.
And they all have their own...
That's their catchphrase. We are different men.
And they have rich backstories and their own versions of things they fell into.
They mostly fell into things, correct. That is their rich backstory. They're part of a support group for blokes who fell in things and got weird powers.
Yeah, but they just kind of combined them into this kind of new amalgamation of characters and holograms for that movie. But yes, they're their own men.
They are.
And that's important. This one's pretty obvious, but Mack Gargan has been showing up.
Yeah, he's in the comics, he's the Scorpion.
That's right.
And then later he gets the Venom symbiote for a while.
So he's Venomsian.
And then I think he's dead for a bit.
Yeah, he's probably dead for a bit.
Or alive again.
Yeah.
They probably needed a villain again.
That's right,
they needed another Scorpion, so he's probably back.
He can't get out of that suit either, can he? And imagine having that and then you get the Venom symbiote. Double suited, mate.
I think maybe he lost the... Maybe they got him out of the Scorpion suit
they got him
just
out
in
of
time.
it?
Look, I don't know.
Because didn't they drill it into him initially?
I think they probably drilled it into him.
Yeah, that's fun.
But where there's a drill, there's a reverse drill. You know what I mean?
A backwards drill?
Backwards drill.
Great. A hammer is a backwards
and maybe
drill.
there's not one of those in real life, but this is the MCU, baby.
And there is a
We can have a reverse drill.
Yeah. And that one's also pretty obvious because he's got a scorpion tattoo on his neck as well. You know, that's probably why he decided to get in the big scorpion suit. And here's a good one to end on. Wendell Strom, who is, of course, Robot Master.
Great, terrific.
Wendell Strom.
First of all, that's a great name.
I agree.
I would just, if I was him and a supervillain, I would just be Wendell Strom.
I mean, you could change it to Storm.
Yeah. No, I would be Strombringer.
That's good.
And people would always be asking.
Yeah,
I'd be like, no, that's
yeah.
not a typo. That would be my catchphrase. It's not a typo.
I meant it. He is the scientist who administers the Green Goblin gas to Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin.
Oh, in original Spider-Man.
And then he's
Spider-Man.
murdered.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, but in the comics, he's a guy with cybernetic implants that provide him with superhuman strength and regenerative powers.
My goodness.
And I think they just went, we need a name.
Yep,
and
sure.
this is a name.
We need a name, and nobody has complained about the name thus far.
Yeah.
So we'll use that one.
That's exactly it. Do you think any of these, though, I'm asking you, Mason, and of course the watchers of this, would you like to see any of these fleshed out more?
I would love to see Donald Glover in a sort of a bigger role in the MCU. That would be terrific. He seems quite busy. There's a new season of Atlanta coming out.
Oh, yeah, he's very busy.
Yeah.
But, you know, they pin people down for a few movies.
They sure do, with money.
Yeah. I like the idea of Chameleon as well, because that's one of his pretty early villains as well.
I mean, I do, but also...
But then also Mysterio's kind of like...
And they've got Skrulls. Like, maybe the time of the Chameleon has kind of passed. He's like, I can become anyone. And like half the MCU are like, we can also
we all do that.
I mean...
We all do that. Yeah. You don't want a werewolf man? I mean, we're getting werewolf by night.
I would like to see a werewolf man, actually.
But we're getting werewolf by night.
But I mean, obviously, these are all great, but I want to see Big Wheel.
Big Wheel, sure.
In a big robot wheel.
Exactly, yeah.
He's mad about something. You know what I want to see, and we don't get a lot of it, is just super villains robbing banks.
I mean, we got a little bit of that. Remember the Avengers robbed the bank? But they're not supervillains, are they?
That's what I'm saying.
They've just got some tech.
I'm just saying, like, the one thing we're missing is that a lot of MCU stuff is... It's villains who are trying to destroy the world or the universe, or they've got, you know, some grand plan. But I want just people with... I just get the Tinkerer to build him a suit and...
Yeah.
What I'm saying is Stiltman.
Stiltman, yes.
We got
him in Daredevil. We got a
little tease in Daredevil. Give me a Stiltman, just a guy who's definitely going to be knocked flat on his ass almost immediately. But he thinks he's got a gimmick that's going to work. You know.
Yeah. I mean, you'd go the arms if anything,
right?
I don't know. Yeah. Probably heavy.
It would weigh down your arms also.
That's what I'm saying.
For carrying big bags with dollar signs on them.
Exactly. Anyways. This has been a video. We do this here every week. And yes, because it is Monthbius, we have a podcast called The Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. And our upcoming episode is going to be all about Morbius. Cannot wait to talk all things Morbius. I can't
wait to get into the era of Morbius, where it's just Morbius every week. You know?
I agree, yeah.
Some people are like, Monthbius is great, but then it's back to the real world. I say, no, let's make Monthbius. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to be... The month of Yearbius is what I would call it.
That's terrific. Actually, you can also see our podcast early, well, listen to it early, and see early videos, plus a bunch of bonus stuff, including movie commentaries, including bonus podcasts, including other things, Mason.
Would you say it's a bunch of bonus guff?
I would say that over at bigsandwich.co if you do want to check it out. If you do want to sign up, it's like our Patreon. Caravan of Garbage, for example, goes up there early. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. We really appreciate it.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next month, Bias.
I should have said week Bias. Anyway, bye. Bye, everyone.